Howdy do, I am Gamrison, and welcome back to Sonic Adventure 2, our playthrough of it, where we just completed the hero story. So now, of course, we gotta go and do the dark story. In which case, this is gonna be the other half of basically the story of Sonic Adventure 2, and what's basically been going on. So while in the first kind of the hero story playthrough, I kind of talked about things like, why I like the game, why there's criticism of the game that I think is fair, but it just doesn't kind of bother me at all. This was just going to be a bit more fun. We're just going to go through the dark story and talk about the levels themselves. Maybe some tips and tricks, so if you have questions about any of the levels I go through, feel free to ask that in the comment section down below. And let's just jump into it. I think that's the meme right now. So, as usual, I'm not going to talk through the cutscenes too, so that way if it's your first time seeing the game, you can also like experience the cutscenes and the story and stuff. So, here we go.
Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Security breach at Gate 3. Intruder has been located in the north quadrant and is moving in the direction of the underground base. All units prepare to engage. Emergency battle formations. Standard battle procedures initiated. Locate and stop the intruder from entering the security area. This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill.
That was all too easy. Let's take a look at what my grandfather was working on. A top-secret military weapon. The military shut down the research because they feared it.
That thing looks like a robo-frog.
Intruder alert.
So one of the things about Sonic Adventure 2 that was kind of unique at the time it came out and made it kind of interesting was, hey, you get to play as Dr. Eggman, and even though it's maybe not him outside of a walker, it's still him at all, right? Like, that was something new, which is kind of cool. Now this level starts off kind of like Prison Lane, actually, in the hero story, but from like the opposite end. We're descending into the prison instead of ascending. We just want to break into it. I just wonder how they didn't even stop this thing. Like, they saw this thing on approach. They had to, right? Like, they knew there was an intruder, but he still got this deep. Like, Eggman's a genius, so, like, of course he'll infiltrate and make it in here, but, like, at the same time, this thing doesn't look like it's that menacing that you couldn't have maybe sent all these robots out to meet him. And, like, what? Or maybe they did, right? Like, maybe they did, and he was like, yo, let's have some, like, midnight breakfast, because it's probably really late. Wouldn't it say 2100 hours? So that's, like, what? My bad, that's, like, 9 o'clock at night. Yeah, so let's have some, like, dinner. Let's have some dinner, robots. What do you guys want? Let's have some peace. And oh, look at this, I just ran past all of you. Or something. Like, how the heck? Like, this thing can gain some speed in the straightaway. But I'm also, like, kind of disappointed. This is supposed to be, like, the top military base in the Sonic franchise. He kind of just waltzes right in, don't he? It's not like I'm in, like, a full-on, like, Gundam. Or, like, this is Gurren Lagann or something, right? I am in a walker with, like, an open cockpit. You could maybe shoot at Eggman directly. Don't actually, though. Don't make my life harder. Oh, whoops. Sorry, buddy. I guess he just exploded. He's like, he saw Egg. Maybe that's what happened, right? Robots just see Eggman, and they explode like that one did. That's how Eggman infiltrated this prison. You gotta admire Eggman's ambition, too. He's like, hey, they shut down a research, like, top-secret military project because they feared it. Surely that's something I should go look into, even if it was my grandfather's work. Like, who's to say you're not gonna fear it? What if it was just like, take the phobias of the world. Clowns, snakes, and spiders. There's like a hybrid of a clown, snake, and spider, and so they feared it, like, quite literally, and now you're about to go open Pandora's box, Eggman. Just, maybe... Eggman don't like no spider, snakes, and clown combinations, like a giant snake, clown, and spider mix. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? Level 5. Level 5 security. It's not that deep, is it? Top research facility. You should have like 100 levels at least. This level would be long. But, like, you want to keep me out or not? See, that's more like it. That's more like it. You're trying to actually keep me out. You put this conveniently placed missile here, but like it shows me effort, right? It shows me like you guys are trying. You want to stop me. You're just not going to.
Yosh.
Yosh. Like I said, rest in peace in the early episode, Dean Bristow, the voice actor for Eggman in this game and Sonic Heroes, who unfortunately passed away afterwards. Yeah. Of course an A rank. I like the mech levels. The mech levels are cool in my opinion. And so the dark story begins. Cutscene, so I'm not going to talk though, but here we go.
So this is the military's top secret weapon. It's a lot smaller than I expected. Enter user data. Enter password. Password is Maria. Maria. Now all I have to do is to place the Chaos Emerald into this console.
What kind of keyboard where you could press 3 buttons to type 5 letters? Seems like such an easier life, don't it?
Are you trying to spoil my plans again? Wait a minute. You're not Sonic. This is impossible.
My name is Shadow. Since you were so kind to release me, my master, I will grant you one wish.
Now, what?
Behold the true power I possess.
It's a shadow in a bottle. He's like, I'm gonna grant you a wish. This is the Aladdin remake before the Aladdin remake, when they had Shadow as the genie.
This is Scorpion Troops Hotshot. Enemy movement has been detected. En route to intercept and destroy.
So something I want to talk about as we do this boss fight, which is basically the same as Bigfoot, but this guy has like a charged particle cannon that he will use on me. Especially if I just wipe out and do that. But essentially, here's the reason why so many people were able to mistake Shadow as Sonic, right? This game takes place after Sonic Adventure. In Sonic Adventure, Sonic was always a blue hedgehog, and then suddenly he was able to turn into a golden hedgehog with the power of the Chaos Emeralds. So as far as people are concerned, basically Sonic can change shapes and forms and colors. So the reason they're able to basically believe that Shadow is Sonic is because they're like, well, if he can turn into a golden hedgehog, maybe he can turn into a black and red hedgehog too, right? Like, on top of that, there's no other hedgehogs. Like Amy's a hedgehog, but she's not as fast as Sonic. Shadow, meanwhile, he's as fast as Sonic. So when you take that into account, like, we know as the player that they're not the same person, right? And actually, the military might even know too, right? Like, they know what Project Shadow is. They're the ones that put him in here because they feared the research project, which is him, right? But the general public, I guess, is what I'm saying. Why they were able to believe, oh, that must be Sonic. Because again, he turned into a golden hedgehog. Why can't maybe he just change into a bunch of different forms? Is that a stretch? Yes, it's definitely a stretch. I acknowledge that. It's not even a good stretch, but that's like the idea for people that have, if you were ever like actually curious how that happened, that's how. They're like, he's Super Sonic. Maybe this is just Shadow Sonic or whatever. Like,
Pathetic humans.
I think would be more reasonable to ask is why does the public believe he'd go evil just on a flip of a dime?
That guard robot was spectacular. So, Shadow, you are the military's top secret weapon. But what did you mean when you said you will grant me a wish?
Bring more Chaos Emeralds.
Shadow, wait!
I'll be waiting for you in the central control room on the Space Colony Ark.
Ark.
There's the boy again, this time with his level up items, because we got them in the hero story.
Just let it go.
I don't usually talk through cutscenes, but this is basically the same cutscene as in the hero story. So, just to finalize the point I was making, right? Like, if you look at Shadow, right? I'll just use this mug, of course. He does look like different from Sonic straight up. But also back in the older games, one thing I didn't get to mention was that the shape of Super Sonic has changed in the more recent Sonic games. And the older games, he did look more like Shadow when he was in the Supersonic form. So that's part of it too. It's a whole thing. And it's a stretch, but still.
Dr. Eggman.
So that's Dr. Eggman.
I guess I can use it for something. I'll just take it with me. Farewell, Knucklehead.
Not if I can help it.
What was that all about? And look what you did to my emeralds!
I did that to prevent the Master Emerald from being stolen, you idiot. If it's in pieces, I can restore it. And by the way, that's not your emerald.
Doesn't matter. I'll get into it once I get back to the base.
I despise anyone who takes jewels from me. All the world's gems are mine to keep.
Yeah, we'll see about that, Batgirl.
Good old treasure hunting level, which, like in the Knuckles ones, I love. And I will A-rank all of these, I absolutely promise. Here we go.
3 pieces of the emerald are somewhere around here.
Now, like Knuckles' levels and the tip I talked about then, Rouge's levels are too also usually divided into 3 parts. So as long as you can memorize like the 3 parts of the levels, you actually will be pretty good off there too. So this is like Wild Canyon. It's a pretty small one. We already got a beeping going on. Alright. Why? Why would they do this already? Also, the where comes into mind. And basically, it's like, as I mentioned when I did Wild Canyon, I kind of like these levels. I kind of like the concept of like jumping around. Okay, actually, hold on, there's a piece right here.
Only 2 more.
Oh, was that the actual right piece? No, that's a different piece. Gotcha. Cool, spicy. Underwater. Oh, this keeps falling on my ear and it's distracting the heck out of me. Oh, it's not down here, huh? So then it is up. The spire right here then. Let's try this bad boy out. No, really, huh? Anyways, I got distracted. Let me get undistracted for a second just to talk about this, because it's like, I don't know, I kind of like the exploration-esque-ness of it. Is it executed perfectly? I can admit that maybe it's not, but dang, okay, it's not that way either. It's like somewhere around here, but like we can't dig yet, otherwise it'd be like, oh, I can know where it is because we can dig. We can't dig yet. I wonder if it's like on the side of one of these. Some of these pieces are kind of confusing straight up. Oh, there it is. It's right in front of my face. I'm dumb, and you guys can say that if you want. I'm not even gonna be mad. That was actually kind of dumb on my part. I like swam right around it because I'm so distracted trying to talk about this point that I really don't need to talk about. No one maybe really, you know, cares. But with that being said, I guess what I'm saying is if you're someone who's like, I want to get better at the treasure hunting levels, I want to like speedrun the game or something like that, learn the layout of the level. And then learn how to get around that level then as fast as possible. Whether it's climbing to the top like a meteor herd and drilling down often to get a great distance pretty fast, or if it's just like, you know, swimming or whatever the level has to have in it that makes you want to do. Or it makes you have to do, I guess you should say. It's like, it's not a matter if you want to do it or not. You gotta do it to get the emerald pieces, right? So, that would be my like quote-unquote tip, if you will. Did I search both sides before I went here, or did I only search one side, and now I might have to go back? Those things just disintegrated by me walking past. Yeah, that's fine. Oh no, there it is. It's right. No, no, it took points away because I hit the hitbox and I didn't. Oh well, it's still an A rank. Like I said, it's cake. Watch. Of course.
How is that?
That's not even overconfidence. It's like
me?
First of all, I know how many points I need to get it, but second of all, like I've done these, like I mentioned in the earlier ones, I've basically played this game non-stop since it came out one way or the other. So it's not nostalgia, it's just me like literally, what's that whole meme? This is what 20 years of like experience, treasure hunting level experience looks like or whatever. That's not to brag, it's totally to brag, by the way.
I hit the base inside this pyramid. Let's take care of business here first, then get inside.
That was a long pod ride, because Eggman was heading to that pyramid in the background when like the sun was still out, and now the sun's like not out, and he's like still outside the pyramid. Even though he did just say, let's take care of some business first before we head inside, so you know, that's probably part of it. Now, Eggman levels, here's the thing once we get outside of Iron Gate. Iron Gate is pretty safe. Once we get outside of Iron Gate, I'm notorious for dying in Eggman levels. That's a thing. So you want to start like a death counter? Now's the time. Oh, maybe not. Not yet. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to be like, it's a guaranteed I'm gonna die. But you know, if there was a certain specific character in this game whose levels I just find a way to die at often, it is Eggman's for some reason. I think it's because I'm not a villain, right? I'm a pure hero at heart, obviously. So having to play as a villain, you know, definitely throws me off. Me and Eggman have no synergy. It just throws the stars out of alignment, basically. And so we can't gel, we can't vibe. And so don't let this so far really great start mistake you from the truth. And the truth is, well, so far we're not dead, so that's good too. It means I can get a better rank than if I, you know, die at the very end. And it's stuff like this too. Like, I'm so used to playing the game, of course, like with the hover. That's part of it. I'm also used to playing this game with, like, not falling out earbuds. So, you know, that'd be kind of helpful too. Ooh, I should have jumped on this one, huh? Yeah, probably. Here we go. No, okay, not yet. Okay, the excitement of the dying has not happened yet. Not that that's ever actually exciting, but I'm just saying, like, maybe because I'm talking about it out loud and I'm actually commentating, like, we're doing fine. Is there a platform there? Can I just drop? Okay, thank goodness. Without hovering, it's so wild to think about this right now. I'm, like, so distracted and I don't even realize it. Alright, here we go, here we go. No whammies, no whammies. Boom. Okay, good. That right there, I've sometimes overjumped that so many times, because the walkers can kind of be fast, like I said, on a straightaway. They'll pick up speed and they'll hurl you off something without, like, a second thought. You're just like, oh, whoops, that's a problem. These things actually got some torque in them. Some engines, not twerk. Not twerking robots. Not twerking assault robots. We don't need that. Torque, like T-O-R-Q-U-E. I never think about this part of the level ever, because I usually just hover over it. That's interesting. Okay, well, that part of the level exists. I don't think I even realized that part of the level existed. Which is funny, because like on the time attack version of this level, it's like get to the end in 4 minutes. And even without hover, like we're almost there actually. So even though we have less than 60 seconds currently, we're not that far off. I don't know if we'll make it under 4 minutes specifically, but we will come close. Actually, maybe not. This section in particular is taking a long time. In which case, you could just use the hover to skip, actually. So, and if we were a little faster, we could have made that rotation too. But like, that's the last checkpoint. Then we like do a little jump, kind of a thing that you're gonna see coming up, and the level's actually kind of done. So, we're doing all right. We're actually doing really all right. Oh, I almost died right there. I almost died right there. I swear. Alright, so here's like basically the last climb of the level, which is my point. We're not going to make it under the 4 minutes right now, but it gives you like a ton of time actually. And then when you have hovered, you can skip like a large amount of sections, and then just kind of get to the end of the level very easily. So I kind of like it, because like I said, one of my favorite things about the mech levels is that if they're going to be kind of bigger and clunkier, not as fast as, say, the speedy levels like Sonic and Shadow, at least there's not a time limit on it, like in Gamma's levels. Which, again, Gamma's like one of the best OG characters, period, in Sonic franchise. So, he was also more mobile than the walkers kind of feel like they are. So there's that too, but, you know, yeah.
Yosh!
So there we go. This is not going to be an A, though. This is more, I'm going to say like a C. We're going to say a C. C for lack of synergy. Yeah.
That wasn't so difficult.
Here's a pretty important cutscene, actually, so I'm going to be quiet completely. Well, not this one, the one following this one.
With the Chaos Emerald in the Space Colony Ark. I've got to find out just what's going on up there.
We interrupt this broadcast for an important news flash. There has been a break-in at the Federal Reserve Bank today. Mysteriously, the only thing that was stolen was the Chaos Emerald. According to eyewitnesses at the scene, the suspect was identified as the world-renowned hero, Sonic the Hedgehog. the suspect was seen fleeing the scene, destroying the reserve's guard robots in his path. Stay tuned for
Sounds
more
more
details.
like the work of Shadow.
How pathetic.
Find them before they escape!
Maria!
What?
Shadow, I beg of you, please do
Maria!
it for me. For all the people on that planet. Sayonara, Shadow, the Hedgehog.
I still remember what I promised you. For the people of this planet, I promise you revenge.
Oh, whoops. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Anyways, I'm going to end it there for the first episode, since we actually got through a couple different levels. I'm going to keep staggering them a bit, too, so that way if something happens to a file or whatever, we can just roll into the next one. Really quick, again, as you noticed, they talked about, yo, they have a Chaos Emerald. Maybe it's Sonic. With a Chaos Emerald, he's transformed again. That was the idea. Remember, this is like back in the year 2000, 2001. This is many years ago, after all. And it's a Sonic plot. You don't expect it to be, like, super scientifically perfect as it is anyways, right? They're talking animals, after all. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. We're going to jump into this a little bit later, of course, but make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification, the actual subscribe button, but I don't know which video will be next. We're just going to have to wait and see. So until this time, take care, and enjoy pizza responsibly. Thank you for watching.